get shot, bro?
As life hangs in the balance,
911, where is your emergency?
28 Drive in Peoria.
Joseph McNally fights for it.
Okay, what is going on? What makes...
Somebody shot dead, shot in the middle seat, possibly about to die, man.
During his last moments, complete strangers stay by his side.
Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down.
On July 30th, 2021, just after 3:30 in the morning, Joseph's killer is already long gone, vanishing through the darkness of Phoenix streets.
The cars are coming down the street. The police ain't got here yet. And this dude shot.
My name's Julie Ferer. I'm the mother of Joseph McNally.
On July 12, 1993, Joseph Anthony McNally was born, and from day one, he had an unbreakable bond with his mother, Julie.
It was just him and I against the whole world, you know, and back then, you know, our family didn't necessarily believe that I was going to amount to anything, and I just my whole focus was my son and working as hard as I can to make something of myself for myself and for my son.
Their family then expanded as Joseph became the oldest of 4 kids growing up in the West Valley. He was loved before his life was taken at 28 years old. There's a sense of diligence. Julie nurtures the ground where her firstborn was laid to rest. Family members follow suit in the process as emotions pour out. How do you measure a mother's love?
I'm so sorry.
Its power stretches beyond the grave, between life and death, knowing no bounds. Leading up to the 4th anniversary of Joseph's death, Julie's anxiety has been pent up for weeks, realizing that this much time has passed. She's been waiting to visit her son's grave and honor him.
It's the little thing I can do for him.
I can tell you that his close friends are all doing really good, and they're all getting married and buying houses and successful, and it's heartwarming to see, but at the same time, it's heartbreaking because he'll never have that. We'll never have that.
Yeah, please hurry because there's quite a bit of traffic, and another car just almost ran him over.
On the night he was killed, Joseph's body ended up in the area of 28th Drive between Peoria Avenue and Cactus Road. Nearly 400 miles away in California, Julie and her family had no idea.
We were actually on vacation in Huntington Beach when everything had happened. So I had talked to him in the afternoon. I think it was probably around maybe 12 or 1 o'clock or something like that.
Joseph was shot multiple times.
Part of me knew, you know, they say that when you carry a child, you still always have parts of them in you or with you. And it was almost like a sixth sense that I knew something had happened.
The 911 call reveals more of what led up to his death.
We was coming out my apartment and we seen the guy hanging from a car. And the car, we heard 2 shots and seen the guy hanging from the car and the car going by, flying by. We don't know who the f*** it was. A semi almost hit this dude. A semi almost hit him. He fell off the car and the semi almost hit him. Like he's really f***ed up. He's in the middle of the f***ing road. The semi driver should have called you.
I know you haven't been able to listen to this, and that's for obviously good reason. It's hard.
Yeah. I haven't been able to listen to it yet. I would really like to meet the couple that called in and was by his side.
Since that night, Julie has frequented the area where her son was killed.
I'm Detective Mark Nunley, the Phoenix Police Department Homicide Unit, assigned to the Cold Case Squad.
Detective Mark Nunley is the cold case detective investigating Joseph's murder, and he's speaking publicly about the case for the first time.
Joseph had approached this vehicle and was speaking with one of the occupants, so he was right next to the vehicle. We believe that he was at some point touching or holding on to the vehicle. At some point, one of the occupants inside that vehicle shot him.
A senseless interaction led to murder.
You're not supposed to die before your kids, and I just remember, like, when we took him off the life support, I put my head down on his chest and I'm just listening to his heartbeat, and I'm thinking, like, holding him, you know, like, this is still my baby, I'm holding him, and he's in my arms dying. Where the last time I was holding him in the hospital was when he was born.
Following Joseph's death, Julie embarked on a mission to get justice, but she says at first, the lines blurred with anger and vengeance.
For the first good 9 months, I was on a mission to find out who did this to my son. I was determined if I find him that I was going to do to them exactly what they did to my son, which is not logical, obviously, but it's how I felt.
I obtained video evidence showing the vehicle involved in Joseph's murder. It's a dark blue or black compact SUV ranging from the years 2000 to 2010. Police say multiple people were inside the car when one of them shot Joseph.
We have reason to believe, based on some of these witness interviews, that there was more than one person inside this vehicle. It's likely that whether this person witnessed it firsthand or they were just in the vehicle, they know something about what happened to Mr. McNally.
They took his phone and then he put his arm on the car and then they just decided to take off. They just dragged him all the way down 28th. They went past the light, going about 60, 70 miles an hour from what I understand, about a half a mile down between Peoria and Cactus. They shot him in the arm. He still was holding on. Then they shot him in the head and then he flew to oncoming traffic.
There's a lot of homeless activity in that area. It appears that, Joseph was down on his luck. He was not in a good place. And sometimes people that are in a bad place are the most vulnerable. And he appeared to be, in that situation where some of the people that he was spending time with were involved in some other criminal activity.
But Joseph did want to get treatment for substance abuse issues, and his mother planned to help.
He's like, I can't keep doing this, Mom. He's like, I need help when you get home. Can you get me help? And I didn't get the chance to get him help, and that's the first time he's ever asked me for help. I didn't get to. If I would have been here, I could have helped him, and it's never would have happened.
Now Julie returns to the area off I-17 in Peoria each year on the day Joseph was killed.
My name's Julie, and my son was murdered out here 4 years ago today, and I'm trying to honor 28 people in his memory. His name was Joseph.
28 red bags passed out to 28 different people, all in need of help, trying to survive the scorching temperature of an Arizona summer.
So this bag has some of his favorite snacks. It's got hygiene in it. There's a blanket in here. I know it's hot. You can use it as a pillow.
The mission remains the same, justice for Joseph.
That was my son, so you can have that.
A silent witness flyer on his case to spark any possible memories, and maybe even a lead.
At this point, this is all we can do. We try to give somebody a little bit of hope. We give them a bag of what we have. We give them some waters, cold waters. We talk to some people. We pray about it, and that's all we can do.
Hope in exchange for hope. But the road to get to this point for Julie meant riding constant roller coasters of grief.
It took me 3 years to go back to work, so it's a slow process. Slowly, it's hard because there's days where it's, when you start thinking about it or you're rehashing it, or it takes you right back to that day that he was in the hospital and you were saying goodbye. And then there's days where it gets easier, but there's not a day or an hour that goes by that I don't think about him.
With Phoenix being such a large city, having so many homicide cases and so many cold cases, we really are reacting to a lot of lab results, new leads that come up.
Joseph McNally's murder is a cold case in the eyes of Phoenix PD. Detective Nunley is one of 3 detectives on the cold case unit. There are 2 civilian investigators, 2 assistants, and 1 sergeant filling out the rest of the team.
The process of a homicide becoming a cold case really depends on several different factors. Lack of physical evidence. Possibly all this evidence has been processed and there's no leads developed from that. But after several years, if a detective leaves the unit or retires from the unit and those leads have been exhausted, that case gets moved from that original detective over to the cold case unit.
Nunley says the case lacks a lot of forensic evidence, and many items have already been tested. He says a cold case detective's job is to look for any possible clue that has not been tested or could go through a different type of testing. Is there anything that you are looking into with this case or waiting on as far as results?
In this case, as I reviewed this case, I did identify a few items that I believe might be good candidates for additional or more advanced testing.
more than a dozen witnesses interviewed, a suspect's vehicle caught on camera, but the key people have not come forward. Those who watched Joseph die from inside this SUV. It's another case of the silent conscience, and on the other side, Julie pays the price.
You just try to get through. You know, at first it's like every second, then it's every minute, then it's every hour, then it's every day. And there are still days where it's just like you just don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to do anything.
She feels every moment she had with her son, from the first to the last.
Can you share what you said in your goodbyes?
I just told him I was sorry that I wasn't there sooner, and that I was going to do everything in my power to find out who did this to him, and that I loved him and I was proud of him, and that he gets to go be with his grandparents now, and then I was going to see him again someday.